Welcome to Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. This is the 25th episode, and thank you for joining me. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and click the notification link on our YouTube channel. We're also on Instagram as well. Today's 25th anniversary, we're going to be doing something different. We're going to be doing the CAO Gold Robusto 5x50. It is a Nicaraguan filler and binder. I've already kind of started it off here a little bit. See if I can roll it around. The wrapper's starting to crack on me. There we go. It is a Nicaraguan filler binder, Ecuador, Connecticut wrapper. It is a silky medium body, butterscotch, cedar, leather, dark roast coffee, and dark chocolate. So we're going to see about that. All right, so stay tuned as we get into the first third of this CAO Gold Robusto 5x50. And I think it's a good fitting one for the 25th episode. Well, anyone would be a good fitting one, but I think this is a good fitting one. Stay tuned. All righty, we're getting started into this first third of this CAO Gold Robusto, and the butterscotch is there. It smells wonderful with the butterscotch. And as far as the taste go, out of scale of 1 to 10, I give it maybe a 2 or 3. But the smell is just awesome. It's just wonderful to smell. There's some cedar that's in there. Um, I haven't really tasted that much leather. Dark roast coffee, no, no. Dark chocolate, uh, no. Maybe light, you know, a light chocolate, but not dark chocolate. So far it's smelling good. Wrapper's coming off on me, but we're gonna work on it. I've had it in humidor for almost a year now. Well, yeah, about 10 months. So stay tuned for Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. Alrighty. Welcome back to Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty, as we are working on the CAO Gold. The aroma in it is very good. It's good. It's got no aftertaste to it or whatnot. And the draw, you have to work on it. You got to get several puffs to kind of keep it going. It's probably going to be about an hour and a half or so with this one. It is relaxing. It's got a nice little kick to it. Good burn. Stay tuned for Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. All righty. Welcome back to Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. We are working into the beginning of the second third of this CAO Gold. Um, it's more relaxing than anything else. As far as flavor goes, it's not really high in on flavor, but the aroma is probably about the best part of it. Um, the butterscotch on it is what's kind of saving the day. It's making it a little bit better. Well, yeah, the butterscotch on it is what's making it better. Not only the butterscotch smells good, it's got a nice little taste on it. I wish it was stronger. Um, Medium body, yes, medium to light body. Um, Cedar, maybe a 1, 2 at best. Leather, nah, not really. Maybe a 1, 2 at best. Dark roast coffee, a little bit of coffee, not quite there yet. And dark chocolate, a little light. So if you like a little light chocolate and a little butterscotch with a light to medium cigar, this is your one. So far, we're working on the second third of the CA Gold. So stay tuned for Cigars on the Front Porch. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and click on the notification link. Tell your friends, tell your family. We're going to get those subscriptions up so that we can continue to enjoy this channel as we sit back on this Thursday afternoon and just enjoy some nice jazz and just enjoy the breeze and enjoy the cigar and shut your mind down and be at peace and re-energize yourself. Clear your mind of all your troubles, all your worries. Nothing's in there except for the next 10, 15 seconds. Nothing else is there. Just the next 15, 20 seconds. Stay tuned for Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. We're going to be getting into the second third of the CAO Gold Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. We're on the 25th episode of the CAO Gold. We are in the second third, probably the middle, working toward the end of the second third. And this is going to be a short one. Um, Maybe an hour with this one. I thought it would go an hour and a half. Um, but maybe an hour or so. I think maybe I got at least a good 45 minutes to an hour. The wrapper's starting to come off. That's another thing that I noticed. If you can leave the wrapper on your cigar and put it in your humidor, just have to be careful that the wrapper doesn't crack or change with the difference when you take it out of the humidor and you let it rest before you light it up. That can happen. It can peel. Um, it gets to me, it gets a little bit more flavor because of the humidity in a humidor. Um, if you take the wrapper off, the cellophane off, but also you run the risk of damaging the cigar, the wrapper. You know, so you trading flavor for the damage that could possibly happen to the cigar. I've never had an issue when I left the cellophane on the cigar. Um, the wrapper and the integrity of the cigar stays together. It doesn't crack. Wrapper doesn't come off. None of this other stuff. It's crispier. It's easier to stay lit. Um, but it is not, to me, as flavorful as if you were to take the cellophane off. So it's your choice of what do you want to do. I would just say combine the best out of all of them, whichever one you want to do. But just pros and cons. I did do an episode about that earlier. But with the CA Gold, this butterscotch is saving the day. It's the only thing that's keeping it going. The smell is great with it. The taste is pretty good. It's got a good flavor. No aftertaste, but in this second third, it's slowed down. So you don't have to take as many puffs to keep it going. They usually do that. First third runs wild. Second third, you don't have to take as many puffs. It slows down. So that's good. It's got a good burn. I haven't had to relight it. I've had to touch it up a few times with it. The draw on it, it's got a good draw. I did put a channel through the foot and through the head on it. The kick relaxation on it is doing well. It is doing well. I would give it maybe average. Worst case scenario, slightly below average. And at the end, of course, I'll let you know what the price that I paid for it, like I always do. Um, you know what? I'm gonna change things up. If you always do what you always done, you always get what you always gonna get on. So the price I paid for this one was on average of about $4. So for $4, it's good, and it's not a cheap. CEO is not a cheap brand. So I encourage you when you get your cigars, don't so much go by the price. Like I always say, you can buy a $5 cigar and it be the best one ever. You can buy a $30 cigar and it's just horrible. So you kind of have to just try them out and see what works for you. I try not to go by price. I try to go by the quality of the cigar. That's what I try to do. But anytime I can curtail some of that into getting more variety of cigars, if I can cut back on the price of one, yeah, why not? Why not? if you can, but don't sacrifice, your time, because you take care of them, you nurture them, and then, you don't want to be getting something that's so cheap that it's just horrible. Yeah, but you don't want to go out here and spend 30, 40, $50 on a cigar, or $25 on a cigar, and then you get it and you're like, this thing is not what it was all cranked up, what it was all cracked up to be. So anyway, we're working on the second third. We're finishing up. We're in the middle toward the end of the second third, working on the final third. And this CA Gold, if you like butterscotch and you like chocolate, this is your cigar. Like the medium body, it says medium body. I can feel a medium body in it, but to me, it's like a heavy light. All right. So, all right, for $4, you can't beat that. That's on average. I get mine online. Very seldom do I go into the brick and mortar and buy them. I don't have anything against brick and mortar. They got a lot of selection. Well, the ones that I kind of go to, they got a lot of choices. But what I pay for two cigars at a brick and mortar, I could probably buy five online. Same type and everything. So support your local brick and mortar. Just be wise about it. I like to go in there if there's something I can't get online, or if it's a particular one I want, or if I want something that's like today, and I don't, and that I know that person's humidor is pretty good, then I'll go and get it. But most time I let my cigars sit a minimum, a minimum of 2 weeks. Most of the time a month or longer. I like for them to sit at least a month, but the shortest time is 2 weeks. I remember I got one and I had it and I let it sit in the humidor, in my humidor, for about a week or so. I just couldn't wait to try it, and I rushed it, and it was not the best experience. So don't rush your cigars. Just keep them there, let them sit. This one's been sitting here for about 10 months. Yeah, about 10 months. I have had cigars set for 2 years, and they still good. As long as you take care of them, they take care of you. I guess that's a Freudian slip. But stay tuned for Cigars on the Front Porch as we work on this CAO Gold. We're working on the middle toward the end of the second third. Alrighty. Welcome back to Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and click on the notification for this channel. Pass the word. We're working on the CA Gold Robusto 5 by 50. It's a Nicaraguan filler and binder, Ecuador, Connecticut wrapper. It is medium body. It did pick up in the second third. We're finishing up on the last part of the second third, and the light body went away and it picked up to a medium body. I could feel the difference in it. Butterscotch has been consistent throughout. I give it maybe a 3, 4 at the tops with the butterscotch. It's got a nice butterscotch aroma. It's got a decent butterscotch taste to it. Cedar, it's a little bit of cedar in there. Leather, a little bit of leather. Dark roast coffee, no, not quite. Not quite, no. Dark chocolate, maybe a light chocolate. So a light chocolate, mostly butterscotch with a little bit of cedar in it. And it has a very nice aroma. Like, I hate to say it, but this would be the kind you just light and just let it burn and just smell the aroma off of it. Very relaxing with that. Um, you don't have to work that much on so it's very relaxing as far as his kick goes. The time on it, I think it's going to be maybe an hour and 15 minutes. It's not just a short smoke. Don't have to work that much on the draw on it. It's got a good burn. I've had to touch it up a couple of times, but I have not had to relight it. No real aftertaste to it. It's got a good flavor to it. It has turned out to be a decent cigar. So far, I would give this to someone who's new, who started, and they want to try something. They want to go up a level of stairs to try something different, but they're not quite ready for maybe a medium body to definitely not a heavy body cigar. But they want to take that next step. This would be the one to give to them. To give them a CA Gold. This would be a good giveaway cigar to someone. If you're traveling, you keep one in your in your portable humidor, and they're kind of interested, you can give them one of these and see, say, hey, I got something nice for you to try. So far it's good. I don't think I've ever been like really disappointed with the CAO version. I don't think so, not that I can recall. But stay tuned for Cigars on the Front Porch. We're working on the CAO Gold. We're finishing up on the second third, beginning the final third of the CAO Gold Robusto 5x50. It's pretty good. It's surprising. First third was running all over the place. Got to work on it. Second third is settled down. So, hey, a medium body. Hey, I got some more butterscotch for you. Hey, so it's working. It's working. So stay tuned, and we're gonna start on the final third of this CAO Gold Robusto. Welcome back to Cigars on the Front Porch with your host Uncle Scotty. We are working on the CA Gold Robusto 5x50. Nicaraguan fill and binder, Ecuador, Connecticut wrapper. It is butterscotch, which has been consistent throughout. This final third, the butterscotch is still there. It's gotten a little heavier on the butterscotch, so maybe a 3 or 4. Cedars in there a little bit of light leather. Dark roast coffee, a little. Not that much. Dark chocolate, a little. Very little. When I say little, 1 or 2. Mostly butterscotch. So if you like a light to medium body butterscotch, not overwhelming, just light, running in the background, cigar, stick, then the CA Gold Robusto is yours to try. We're working on this final third. I don't think I'm gonna finish this one, not because I don't like it, because of the time frame. I've been at it for about an hour. Yeah, a little bit over an hour. I figured with this one, you might could squeeze out maybe another 30 minutes or so, 15, 15 to 30 minutes out of it. I'm going to work on it for a little bit more. When I come back for the last time, it'll be the final review of this one. I'll give you that and kind of let you know. Well, yeah, I'll let you know then. So stay tuned as we finish up on this final third of the CAO Gold Robusto on Cigars on the Front Porch. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and click on the notification for this channel. Spread the word. Tell as many people as possible. We want to get those subscriptions up. Thank you for staying with me. We'll be back in just a moment as we finish up this final third of the CAO Gold Robusto on Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. Alrighty. Welcome back to Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. We're working on the CAO Gold Robusto 5x50. Nicaraguan filler binder, Ecuador, Connecticut wrapper, medium body, butterscotch throughout, consistent. Final third, we're finishing up on this one. We're going to put this one to rest. It picked up on the butterscotch, and the butterscotch was consistent. So I would give this a good rating. It'd be something to stock in your humidor, something to take to give away, something to have if you just got like an hour, maybe 15 minutes that you want to spend on a stick or a cigar. I've enjoyed this one. I'll give it a good rating. So thank you. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and click on the notification for Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. Spread the word. Um, as I always try to do, remember you are special, you are important, you're made for a purpose, and you're loved. Stay tuned for the next episode coming up, be number 26. So we're finished up on this 25th one. Thank you for joining me this evening or this afternoon for Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty.